Yeah, so according to the Palestinian Red Crescent, 17 Palestinians have been injured in clashes with Israeli security forces. Now, this follows attempts by police to try and limit the spread of Palestinians on the Temple Mount compound, or Haram al-Sharif, as the Palestinians call it, to allow Israelis, groups of Jewish pro-temple activists to go up to the Temple Mount as they do on Sunday, and this is also the Passover holiday, and so we are seeing a group of around roughly 100 Jews going up to the Temple Mount. So ahead of this, Israeli security forces tried to clear out the compound. We are seeing some worshippers barricading themselves inside the Al-Aqsa mosque. So it's as we speak, it's not a calm morning up in the holy site of Al-Aqsa.
Ambassador Shek, the chicken and the egg, and it's been like that since the beginning of April, since this recent wave of violence. Is this the chicken? Is this the egg? Is this the farmer? What is Israeli police role in this, and what can the government do differently this time in order to avoid another war in May like we had last year?
I'm not sure it makes a difference if it's the chicken, the egg, or the farmer, because this is a recurrent situation. It is probably inevitable as long as there is an attempt to allow both Muslims and Jews to come to the Temple Mount to pray. That is a calculated risk that everybody knows is there. It should be said that at least the establishments on both sides, the Israeli, Palestinian, and Jordanian sides, have attempted to somehow moderate the tensions ahead of the holidays. I remind you that there is an overlap between Ramadan and Pesach and Passover for the Jews. So everyone understood that this is going to be a tense moment, and well, we see the results.
Politically, was it possible after Idit Silman's defection from the coalition, was it possible for Bennett to take a decision not to allow Jews to enter the Temple Mount this holiday?
Probably not. I mean, yes, of course he could have made that decision and probably argued quite a strong case for it, but that would just add to the tensions within the coalition, which is something he can't handle for the moment.
Yeah, Ariel, also, and there are reports from Egypt about the role that it is playing in downplaying perhaps the response from Gaza, which for now is keeping quiet, but perhaps not for long.
Yeah, well, there's the Egyptian interest to try and keep tensions low, and there's the Gazan interest, or the interest of Hamas, which rules Gaza, to keep Gaza calm, but to inflame the East Jerusalem, the West Bank, and Al-Aqsa. Hamas and Gaza definitely want to see these pictures that we're seeing this morning and Friday from Al-Aqsa, and also many of the people who are leading these riots are openly calling for praising the leadership of Hamas, especially the head of the military wing, Mohammed Def. And so I think as far as Egypt is concerned, they definitely want to see the quiet maintained, but Hamas, the leaders in Gaza, they want to see this, not only what we're seeing now, but they want to see more of this.
And Ariel, overnight, the blockades or the curfews or the crossings that were closed with the West Bank for the Passover holiday were lifted. Do we expect this decision to be reversed after the events of this morning?
Well, they weren't imposed because of Friday's events. They were imposed prior to Friday's events because of the holiday, and mainly because of the clashes that we saw across the West Bank. And so I think there's an attempt to separate between what happens in Al-Aqsa and the rest of the limitations that are imposed on the West Bank. And I think as far as Israel is concerned, they do not want to tie the two together, opposite to what Palestinian factions are trying to do, to tie all the different arenas, the West Bank, East Jerusalem, mainly Al-Aqsa and Gaza, all into one front of resistance against Israel.
Okay. And up until today, from the beginning of April, in these operations of the IDF, more than 17 Palestinians have been killed already in the West Bank. Of course, that comes after terror attacks in Israel that killed 14. But again, it's a story of the chicken and the egg. We're going to take a short break. Thank you, Ariel, for being with us.